Hi people, you're stuck with me today, Julie here. We are continuing our series on CrossFit and fitness and the methodology, excuse me, behind it, and why we do what we do. And today we are going to talk about the hopper. This can be misconstrued in many different ways and perceived as a negative thing, but in the grand scheme of things, when it's done correctly, it's super effective. And one of my favorite things about CrossFit, we get a little bit of everything. So the idea behind the hopper is you're going to put all these movements in. We're going to talk about endurance training, we're going to talk about sprinting, we're going to talk about lifting light loads for many times, we're going to talk about heavy loads just a few times, maybe heavy loads a lot of times. All of these things combined with our body weight movements, we're going to be pushing, pulling, running, jumping, throwing, all of the things in different doses. We're going to make sure we cover all the different metabolic pathways, and when we put all these things together, we encompass the full circle of fitness. That was hard to say. So, CrossFit, constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity. One thing we want to think about in that situation is high intensity. Intensity is relevant to the individual. This is where this can turn into a big mess, and we want to keep it and make sure that our high intensity is appropriate for the person doing the workout. Also, the base of CrossFit and our goals, right? We want to outlift a runner and outrun a lifter. If we're constantly just doing the same thing all the time, or the things that we are good at, we're going to get a little bit better at those. But in order to get even better at those things we're good at, we want to really focus on the things that we may not be so good at, something that's not in our wheelhouse or our favorite thing to do. That's how, by focusing on those little pieces and nuances that are not things that we're already good at, we're going to get better at those things. One of the examples Greg Glassman gives is having people who were playing tennis were getting better at tennis because they were doing pull-ups. Not quite sure why that goes on. There's a lot of different theories, I'm sure, but by training our weaknesses, we can get better at our strengths. And then another thing I want to focus on is poison is in the dosage. That can go and be covered in many different realms, but as we talk about right here, we always want to apply the minimal effective dose. So not going too hard too soon is something that we focus on here at Desert Devil CrossFit, and it's going to enable you to get better faster and stay consistent. So we want to make sure that this high intensity is still relative and not going beyond what we're capable at that time. That gradually that intensity will be able to increase, which means we can increase our dosage, and all of those things come together in CrossFit. And so we would like you to comment on this. If you have any questions, any concerns, things that you would like to have us elaborate on, let us know. And come join the hopper.